Culture. What's up with the culture? I don't know, you tell me. What is up, my people? Good to hear you, or good to see you, or neither one of those, because I'm the one that's doing the podcast. But at the same token, just glad to be back to talk to you guys, to give you guys some more insight, give you guys some more outlook on what's going to be coming up, what's going to be going on lately, and what's going to be coming soon, which is amazing, But this podcast this time will be just me, but this one's gonna be pretty dope. I got a dope topic that I'm gonna talk about, and it's gonna be cool. So I'm gonna get into the topic later, but first off, I wanna start off with something. I am now engaged. Yes, indeed, I am now engaged. I have a fiance. She's so beautiful. Shalay Joy Shastry, my love. I love you, baby. Mwah. That's my kiss to her, for sure. So, people want me to talk about it. I'm like, I really want to get right into the topic, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. So the way I'm going to talk about it is, so I got engaged. I went to Disney World. She had no clue I was going to Disney World. I did that, and she was just like, oh my goodness. When she saw the ring, y'all should have seen her face. She was like, oh my God. And she didn't even hear me say, will you marry me? She was like, oh my God, I'm numb. I was like, babe, you need to say yes or something, She didn't want to say yeah, which is dope too. But she did say yeah. I'm just kidding. She definitely said yes because I gave her the ring. But that's just how it works. So with her, we actually went to Disney in Orlando for that weekend, the July 19th weekend. I actually sat down with her like afterwards and had a real talk with her. But let's talk about how did it happen. First off, the day of. Get there, I have this idea mapped out on how I'm gonna do it. As soon as I get in the park, I am going to do it. I'm just gonna drop down, do it. As soon as we get in the park, get in front of the castle, just go all out, sit down and do it. And just don't even think about it. But as soon as we get there, of course, you gotta think about how you're gonna get in there, how you're gonna deal with security, are they gonna pull your ring out before you wanna pull your ring out, Like, are they gonna go in there and be like, oh, okay, here's your ring, you know what I mean? Wait, now I have to propose at the security part. And ain't nobody wanna propose at the security part, or that ruins the whole thing. Security part or the castle. I choose the castle, because I think the castle will look 10 times better than normal. But, so just cool to think about. Well, not at the time, I wasn't thinking about it. I was kind of like, okay, how this gonna work? But then I had my big brother there. Shout out to Rolin Piper. Shout out to my sister-in-law, Kristen Piper. And they definitely helped me out with this. Mike had came there early and told the security guard, hey, he's gonna be coming with a ring. Can you switch out? And sure enough, a lady switched out as soon as I got up to the front and was like, oh, I was like, ma'am, I got a ring. She's like, don't worry, baby, I got you. I was like, all right, bet. So she took care of me, got me in there. Then as soon as we got in there, so I'm like, all right, cool. I got past the first part. Let's get in here and do it. And then right before that, another lady want to talk to us at the register's desk. Oh, but you need these bands, baby. I'm like, man, y'all making it look really weird starting this thing out to try to make this like, a surprise. But went over there, took care of that with that lady. She helped me out. We had to come up with some little thing. But then we walked in, finally you get into Disney World. Then the crazy thing is when you walk into Disney World, you're not in Disney World. You gotta get in a boat, or you gotta get on a tram to get there, So we got on the train, and then, imagine the line being super long, typical Disney World stuff. And so we waited, and then the whole time I'm thinking like, come on, man, let me just get over here. I'm ready to do it. Let's get it out the way, So we get on the train, we get over there, we're doing it. Excuse me. As soon as we get in there, the lady's like, well, you gotta go see the city hall because you wanna make sure that the pictures are just right. You wanna make sure the person that's there to take the picture is in the right position. So as soon as we get in there, now I gotta go to city hall in Disney. I'm like, okay, this is going too far now. Now I gotta go to city hall. And so we did that, took care of that, got that part taken care of. So now it's like, all right, let's go do it. So we get to it. We walk together, and we walk in front of the castle. We stand there, we look at each other, we just talk, and then I kind of like just let her know, like, me going to Disney World was just not me going to Disney World because I want to go in front of the castle and do a cute picture. Of course, a cute picture is always dope, ain't nothing wrong with cute pictures, but that's not the main reason why I went there. The main reason why I went there because I wanted her to know that Disney built the foundation around generational wealth and legacy that I can always live my life off of, and something I can always teach my children to live their life off of. Is like continue to provide that success, that wealth, and generational blessings for generations to come. And then it's my passion. That's my passion. And meeting my purpose, which is her. She's my purpose. Everything that I'm gonna have to do to get that passion to generate or display on earth, it has to come through my wife and my future wife and my fiance. It has to come through her. So ain't no way in the world I can build generational wealth without my fiance or my wife. Like, I need her. So it's passion, meeting purpose. And that's one thing that I let her know before we proposed. Then after that, I was just like, Shalay, will you marry me? Then I dropped down on one knee. I know all the ladies back there were like, oh my gosh, stop talking about it, oh my gosh. And I know y'all crying. It's okay. It was cute. It was everything. So I did it, bent down, got on one knee, and she was just like, oh my gosh, babe. Like, she couldn't say anything. She's like, And she looked like she was so betrayed. I told her that afterwards. She's like, how didn't nobody tell me anything? She called her mom, and my brother them took the picture video. So if you didn't see it, it's on Facebook. I might show the video on here one day. Might be after this podcast is over. I might just post the video just so you guys can see it. We can find that out, So, but anyways, that's one thing that I want to drive into today's topic. You know what I mean? First of all, me going to Disney World was definitely all a God thing for me. Come on. I couldn't imagine. I imagined it like a year ago. And one thing that I've learned, that it does not cost to dream. It doesn't cost to dream at all. Like, you know what I mean? If you dream for something big, if you want to go to Disney World and propose to your future wife, and you want to go to the Bahamas, or you want to go to Switzerland, or you want to go anywhere to do your proposal, dream it. Think about it. How much does that cost? Like, don't put money on your dream. The second you put money on your dream, the second your dream won't be fulfilled, because now you're trying to value your dreams. Like, this dream is worth about $100,000, or my dream could be worth $200,000. But the thing is, I don't have the money to pay for that dream, because if I had the money for that dream, I would just do the dream today. So what I'm gonna do is just not dream, because I know that if I dream, that I'm not gonna be able to pay for it. Well, that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You're doing too much thinking. Dreaming requires no thinking. It just calls being and thinking about it and then saying it. After you believe it, you dream it, say it. I promise you, I've been saying I'm going to Disney World to propose. Everybody that knows, her mom knows, my friends know, my family know. I've been saying this for about a year now, that I was gonna do this, and it turned out perfect. I mean, I couldn't draw up a better plan than the way it happened, because that's the exact same way that I saw it when I first dreamed it. So that's one thing. And then just kind of leading over to today's subject about my podcast, it's really gonna drive strictly into family. What's up with the culture with family? What's up with family? The biggest thing with family to me that I love the most is that, the idea of it, the design of it. Like, the moment when you first thought about family, what was that initial thought? But a lot of thoughts were messed up, or construed through life experiences and through life in general. So you can either, have great experiences with family, and now you have a great concept on the idea, but you kind of got a great concept on it, but you don't really understand the fullness of it. And then you have another concept of it where it's like, I don't want to have nothing to do with my family because my family is messed up. I'm just going to give you guys a news flash. Most people's families are messed up, quote unquote, that most people would say. But my thing and my challenge today with this podcast is challenging you to take that one step further. Take that thing one more step closer to you mending that family, one step to getting the success of your family and the success of you as well. It's gonna make you a better person. It's gonna make you love more. It's gonna make you be more caring. It's gonna make you be a better you. And that's what this podcast is all about, trying to strive you guys and try to build you guys up to be a better who you are and better you, pretty much. So basically, I'm gonna talk about the benefits of it. Or should I talk about the cons first? Let's talk about the benefits. The benefits. So, just a little idea first before I go into it. Let's think for a second. I'm about to get married, so that means I'm about to have a wife. So then my wife has her mom and her sister. Then I have my family, which is three brothers and my mom and dad. So let's just hypothetically throw something out there. I'm not saying this is what we're gonna do or this is what is happening. I'm just saying it's a good, cool idea. It's a cool thought around this process. So the thing about it is, so I'm about to get married with my wife. My brother, Ryan, he's about to get married to his wife next month in September. So he's about to be married. So my oldest brother's already married. So now you talking about 3 extra families being added to my original family. So now that's 3 on 3. We're not playing basketball, because if we were, me and Shalay would whoop y'all. Side note to my brothers. Well, I lied. Crystal and Ryan played played high school. That's all right, Shalay, we're gonna get them. All right, so anyways, but you got to think about my mom and dad, and then so my mom and dad has family, so that's a huge thing. So if we look at this like a business per se, let's say we got all these different families and we got this whole collection of people. Now we're looking at it as an enterprise. Imagine if you looked at your family as an enterprise now, more so than just family. Now if you're looking at it as an enterprise, you know, how many people in your family cook? Everybody. That should be a cooking business starting up. It should be, you know, denim, linen. I guess people love clothes. There's people in our family that love design. That should be starting up in the family. Everything's supposed to be funneled through just the idea of family. Like if we can all come up with a bunch of business ideas and business things, franchises, whatever the case is, you're creating this big stream of I guess you could say like a dome, I guess. And you're creating this huge stream of like income all within the family. And so what does that create? That creates generational wealth for everyone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so your mom's taken care of, and then their mom's taken care of, and your kids are taken care of, and your aunts are taken care of, and then your uncles are taken care of. Like, it's this stream in-house enterprise that got built, and now everybody seems to be under the same flow of success and rate. But so beautiful thought, right? Beautiful thought for that to happen. But what gets in the way of that? You know, what gets in the way of us just putting everything aside and loving each other and just hey, let's forget it, you know, and let's just come together. Let's put our heads together. Let's build more than one business. Let's not just have like one big thing that we always doing or we all doing. Let's have a huge thing that we all doing that can be under a bigger picture. Excuse me again. But for sure. So like my thing with that is like, that's an amazing idea. And I think it's very easy for us to achieve it, but at the same time, it's very hard. Only reason why it's very hard because it allows everybody, even myself, to deal with ourselves. It makes me look at myself different and say, whoa, how do I like drive my family even further? And we've started it with my family having edible arrangements. There goes the plug for that. Shout out to us. Please go buy your fruit at Edible Arrangements, anything like that. Of course, arrangements of a vast variety of those. Please go there and shop there. I got my PS side nugget for Edible Arrangements. I'm gonna have to try to throw those in every now and then because I really want you guys to buy in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Thank you. But yeah, so we kind of starting it with that. But the cool thing about that is just that, you know, it's just a teaching tool for our next one. And then when we get another one, it's a teaching tool for the next one after that. And then eventually we're funneling this circle of understanding and breeds of young savages. Like with my children, I believe my children are gonna be so much savages. They're gonna be more savage than me. Like I'm scared to see my children because they're gonna be like going at it 100 miles a minute. Because if I'm doing all of this, I can only imagine what they're going to be doing when they come in the world. But that's not going to be for a while. Not, you know, whatever. Me and my wife, we had this discussion later. But yeah. So that's the beautiful idea. So the only thing that hinders us from doing that is us. So what do I mean by that? Like, Rolin, what family member do you not love right now? What family member did you wrong right now? What family member lied on you right now? What family member gossiped on you right now? What family member like did that to you? And what it challenges me to do is forgive if they did any wrong to me. What it challenges me to do is to love them differently than if I haven't loved them differently before. It challenges me to become a better person, a better human being, to be able to, you know, get the grand scheme of it. Because, you know, the beautiful idea is, oh, we got businesses, we killing it, we got a Piccadilly. My mom loved Piccadilly, that's just a side note. But Piccadilly's, you got whatever we want, you know, if we want to buy into it. We have it all. We all got it streamed up in our one little bubble of families. Because I made the idea of me and my wife and my immediate family, but we're not even thinking about her mom and her sister that might start a business. And Ryan's wife, Crystal, her moms, they already have a business, but just starting even more within the family, like getting connected. And even Kristen, like, you know, everything, ideas that she have in her family, they starting stuff. And I say Kristen, that's Ronald Michael's wife, and Crystal is Ryan's wife. I just wanted to just highlight that to y'all so y'all kind of can flow with what I'm talking about. And then even my mom and dad, so I got my aunties and my uncles on both sides. Like, we all put our heads together. You can't tell me that we're unbeatable, especially with all that experience and all that knowledge, meeting a young gun with all the passion and the tenacity to go and kill it, like put those two heads together. That's OGs meeting the YGs, young generation, old generation, young generation coming together and really collaborating on something amazing. You can't be beat. That's just the idea. That's just the idea. But like I said, everybody's family's messed up. Everybody think that their family's messed up. Everybody has that idea, but the goal is to let's think not that idea. Let's like try to throw that idea out. Let's try to penetrate a new reality, a new culture, as we would say it here on this podcast. For sure, like the cons of it, like, so if we don't like do the family thing, I'm gonna just tell y'all, it's so many things that got breeded into that to where we realize that, I talked about the benefits of it, the greatness of it, but if we don't pull it together, like I just imagine how crazy it is to like, think about it, because it is kind of touchy a little bit, because it's like, man, it's so many people that's messed up these days, and it's derived from own personal family experiences that we have no clue on how it stopped people from progressing, and getting to their mark in life and getting to dreaming again, having ideas again, reading again, learning again, studying again, whatever the case is. It's crazy how many people have stopped that because of the cons of people not really like taking ownership of family. Like really just like, I believe that God's number one intent was for family to be amazing. Like, cause like, I'm thinking of like, anybody in the Bible. You can think about Jesus, you can think about Lot, you can think about Abraham, you can think about Moses, you can think about Noah. It was like, you take you and your family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Abraham took him and his family. Lot, you and your wife. Noah, you and your family. Like it was all built around, your passion was always built around your family. So it's always like when you have something and God gave you an ability, or you prayed for this and you wanted this and you dreamed of this, you wrote this stuff down to the side and you going after it and you say, I want this and I want this out of my life. God's intent is that you do that with family. Now, whether family can start the way that I said it, it could either start with you as well. It can start with you and your personal family right now, where you at. Like it could be 3 people in the family. It can start right here. It can start, but the goal is to start it. You have to start the generational wealth. So now back to the cons. I remember I had a guy I was reading yesterday. Let me see. Let's see. I was reading a book. It was called Destructive Power of Family Wealth. It's by Philip Markovici. I want to say that right. But it talks about the balance of life and how it helps prevent situations where people die and not know how to pass the torch to the next proper, or pass the torch to the next kid, and which is crazy. You can end up like I think it's the Shatter brothers in 2012. They had they family, I think it was their mom or somebody like that, had passed away and gave them like a buku money, like for a crib or whatever. So whatever the case is, a estate or a settlement, right? And then so the biggest brother actually got the most money, and the younger brother didn't like that. Like bro, what the heck? I can't believe you settled for this. So these dudes got into a whole gunfight, right? Over a settlement. Like these dudes got into a gunfight and they end up killing each other for a settlement that was worth $10 billion. With a B. We talking about $10 billion. That's a lot of money. Like the amount of stuff that people, like when you got cons in it, like, so I'm not just saying all of this because I want you to have wealth and I want you to like flourish and I want you to kill it. But I also saying this because like, even if you don't take care of the little stuff that I'm talking about, it'll show back up when you have the wealth. So if you don't take care of the love and the kindness and just genuinely loving your brother and your sister, or genuinely loving or trying to knit the family back together, so when you get wealth, you won't be happy about it. You'll be like, man, you'll be envious of it. You'll be wanting to have it more than the next man, or you'll be like, so, but the thing that like it has to be built, me personally, it has to be built around God, and it has to be built around his love, or the whole thing is messed up, So, but it has to be built centered around love in a whole entirety of itself, because if it's not, it don't matter the amount of money. Like you'll do stuff like kill each other for $10 billion. And the brother may have more, but let's say the brother had $9 billion and the little brother got $1 billion. What is you shooting about? Like I'll take my $1 billion. All right, bro, God bless you and your $9 billion. If I had $1 billion, good enough for me. But that little thing that's keeping us back, couple little points I had on here. Unforgiveness is number one of them, of the thing that'll keep you back from mending the family together, or just in you, just some things in you that you don't want to give back, or you don't want to press yourself on it. 2, unforgettableness. That's what I wrote in there. Like, we don't forget. Like, I understand we saying, oh, don't forget. You can't forget nothing now. Don't forget now. You can't forget. All right. But I'm like, nah, you need to forget. Because if you don't forget, you're going to keep remembering every time you see that person, you're going to start thinking about that moment. So your first step is forgive them, and then the next step is forget it too. Like, don't even worry about it no more. Like, move on. Like, what I mean to tell y'all, I have nothing in my memory like about yesterday, too much about it. But I keep a good memory though, but I don't remember stuff that's bad. Put it like that. That's gonna waste my time of my day. Don't have time for it. 3, lies and gossip. Like, we let people that lied to us, or we lying and we gossiping about somebody else, or we lying about somebody else. Like, if you got lying gossip about family member, or you lying gossip about anything, you ain't got nothing better to do with your day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's tons of things you can help do to build the family rather than spread lies and gossip about it. 4, inclusion. A lot of people that dealt with early on things in life, it was because they wasn't included. The mom didn't let them speak. The mom didn't let them talk, or the parents didn't let them speak, and the parents didn't let them talk, or the dad didn't let them speak, and the dad didn't let them talk. And so they didn't have no input on what they wanted to do. They just like, whatever the case is, I'm just gonna do that. And that inclusion builds up some type of like anxiety and stress about themselves that they realize that they get later on in life. Like, man, I can't believe I ain't get included, and I can't really I can't do nothing. Cause I ain't got no say anyways. And so when you have that thought process, that actually diminishes your ideas and your ability to dream, because you're too busy worried about that. So anytime you're worried about anything negative, you're not worrying about anything positive. So you gotta get rid of that. That's how we're gonna build this thing. How you gonna build a family? How we gonna get this generational wealth? That's the thing. And then another thing I wrote on here, like, why don't people like Chance the Rapper album? I am lost. That is beyond me. A dude that is loving his wife, is talking about his family and his legacy, and people don't like it. People don't like that. When you grow in life, first of all, all right, I know some of y'all, whatever. Let me tell you something. Chance's album is good, and I'm gonna tell you why it's good. The reason why it's good is like I just said. He's promoting his family. He's talking about the love of his life, his wife, and it's going throughout the whole theme of the album. And it's like, what else are you supposed to do? Like, artists are they build their best work out of where they are right now. There's been songs that was out of sorrow. People, oh man, it was a great song. I remember this girl, I ain't gonna shout out, because I don't know if she's gonna watch the podcast or not, but I hope she does. But she used to listen to the song every day. And if you're my cousin, y'all know what the song was. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. Like, she listen to that every day. I'm like, man, I love the song, but I don't love it like that. And now she kept playing it enough. I'm going around school. It's too late to apologize. And I didn't realize what I'm singing. Why am I apologizing? I ain't even did nothing. Why am I singing this song? But we sing it. And we was like, oh man, it was a dope song, man. But then Chance says, I love my wife and I love my kids and all this stuff like this. Ah, man, that's a terrible album. Man, I'll tell you that. That is a bad song. I don't like that. But to me, I'm like, no, that's where he is right now in life. And that's where I am. Like, I think that it was a perfect album for me, because I'm in the same like scenario. I'm like, well, I'm around this idea of family, and he did that. And then J. Cole sacrificed his verse when he was writing to his girl. That's where I'm at right now. I'm like, man, all my favorite artists are writing to their loves of their life and worried about generational legacy and micro progressions and things that'll get them better every day with the family. Because when you get the concept of family, when I mean to tell you your perspective change on life, like, y'all, I'm not talking like I'm like a marriage counselor or anything like this. I'm not that at all. Far from it. Don't look like one. Come talk to me about your marriage. Hey man, get it right. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But at the same token, I can tell you what it's done for me. Like, after I've got engaged, I feel like I just see life totally different. Like, life is at a whole nother meaning now to me. And it's amazing. It is amazing. But it was really based around not even the engagement, but it's based around the thought and the reading that I had before I got married, because I had to understand what marriage was. People get married and don't even know what it is. But I had to took a year to realize what it actually was, and learn that. And then when I learned that, through that I found stuff about family, which drove me to this point today, which made me think about, how is everybody else doing with their family? Like, how are you doing with yours? I know y'all, it's a tough one. I didn't want this to be my first podcast. I wanted to talk about something dope. Like, you go out there, get it. It's your job, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But now I couldn't get that one. I got to get family. Yeah, I know. But at the same token, I think that if you guys grab hold of some nuggets, grab hold of some of these little tidbits on what I'm giving you, I believe that it'll change. I love the guy, Guy Bryant. I love the guy, Guy Bryant. The guy's name is Guy. It's dope. Guy Bryant, Mr. Bryant, he fosters more than 50 children, like 50 young adults at his estate or whatever foster home in New York. I think it was. I think it's in Brooklyn, or I don't want to get it wrong, but I know for sure it's in New York. And his approach, this is what an article writer wrote. The Mr. Bryant approach is, I love you regardless, he said. You could become a brain surgeon, or you could be a bathroom cleaner. It doesn't matter. Once you come into my home, you've been with me and you've been here. You're my kid for life. That's my approach. You always have a bed to come to, a shower to take. You'll always be able to come home. This is home. And it's a dude that has 50 kids, 50, whatever. But the thing to me that makes me think about it is like, I'm not saying y'all taking 50 kids. I'm saying, but what was that little itch in him that made him say, I want to keep 50 kids? Like, what is that? It had to be the idea and the thought process behind, if these 50 kids grasp the concept of what it means to be family and what it means to start something and always be there for the next person and always be there. It don't matter how hard it get. And then, first of all, let me side note and PS this too. That's not meaning like, family members go out there and just keep asking people for money or keep asking for X, Y, and Z and a list of stuff because you're like, oh, we family, baby. We family, baby. We family. Come on now. Give me a leg. Throw me a bone. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is let's strategize together. Let's sit down. Let's learn together. Let's study together. And if you have an idea and it's not really good, we like, okay, families should come together and say, hey, that's not a good idea. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say it's not a good idea. I think all ideas are good. They just all need refinement, and you always gotta like tune them up. Like all ideas are dope. Just like, it start off like, I wanna make an elephant get in the sky. All right, how you gonna make that happen? It's not a good idea, but make it happen. You know what I'm saying? It might be a thing in the future. Somebody might love elephants in the sky. But that's just one thing that I want to talk about. But yeah, so with the family, the guy, the biggest thing to me is that itch. So you guys, my biggest prayer, my biggest thing for this podcast is get the itch to love different. And then when you love different, you get back to that first point. You start off generational wealth, legacy, advancement as a person, as a people. You can advance the culture. But it's one of the areas that I think that's important in the next season, because I feel like it's one of the lost arts of like the culture today. Nobody talking about family. Like we're talking about everything else, which is dope. But me, I want to talk about the things nobody talking about. Why nobody talking about family? Like if we keep those together, and and even like with all the situations with the border and people getting separated, like that's kind of whack to me, because I'm like, it's family. Like you can't do that to family. Like these kids gonna grow up with a trauma for the rest of their life. Like, you know what I'm saying? But those are people that, what I'm saying, it just don't, the itch for family don't happen. But we gotta have it and we gotta love it. All this is dope. All this family stuff is cool. Everything I'm talking about is amazing. But it starts with you. Like it starts with you. Like you gotta really look at yourself and see it. Like me as a business owner, that's the reason why I use business, like the wealth and the legacy thing, because I'm a business owner. Like I think about business a lot. So of course I'm gonna think about leaving something. I think the Bible talks about how a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children. Like you gotta be able to do that. But it could be any aspect. I just mentioned business. It could be any aspect of that idea for streams of success. You can birth it out of love, you can birth it out of kindness, you can birth it out of anything. But I just picture, wealth and inheritance and success is amazing. But it starts with you. So for me as a businessman, the amount of money that I want to make is up to me, and the least amount of money I want to make is up to me. So those are two elements to where you got to look at it like, oh snap, everything. Oh my goodness, if I don't move, the business don't move. If I don't wake up today because I don't feel like it, well, the business is not gonna feel like it today. Like, so you gotta keep that mindset about family. If you don't think that the family gonna do good, I promise you, it's not gonna do good. But if you think that, man, this could be an opportunity for us to it don't start like, oh, let me talk to everybody. No. It just start by one cousin, one brother, one sister, something like that. But So that's all for today, guys. I want to really get out of here short. And if you enjoy this podcast and you love this podcast and you really do, I appreciate it. That's number one. Number two is just like, share, comment, like get it out there, share this video, share it out, talk to people about the podcast. And eventually, I promise you, I might invite you on, because the next podcast we will have guests, and the future podcast we will have more guests on here to talk about some fun, touchy subjects, which I love the most. Gotta have the touchy subjects. But if you like it, share it, comment, go for it. My handle is Rolin J _ on Instagram, as well as if you want to meet me on Twitter, I think it's just _ Piper. I rarely tweet, but get on there. And then as well as, what was my other? Facebook is Rolin Piper. So I'll be posting on all these platforms as well as YouTube. But mainly Instagram is what I really drive on the most. So if you follow me, Rolin J _, that's pretty much dope enough for me. Thank you, guys.